I want to talk a wee bit about the World Cup, because from the outside in, it looked like it was a happy camp. It looked like you guys were having fun. We had this little picture of you and the big man on the bike, which was doing the rounds. What was going on there?
Yeah, I don't know if we have enough time to explain it, but yeah, basically where we were staying in Tour, we had access to bikes. Myself, Peter O'Mahony and Dave Kilcoyne, every Wednesday after training, we kind of had Wednesday afternoon off and Thursday off, and the three of us used to go down try and solve the world's problems. And it's basically me and Pete being a therapist for Dave Kilcoyne, really. But so yeah, we used to cycle around time. We cycled everywhere, and we couldn't understand why Finlay Bealham, he kept getting Ubers around the place. So we were downtown one day, and he texted our lads. He was off getting his cornrows done for the game, and we met him. And we bumped into him, and he's walking. We were like, "Where's your bike?" We're all cycling around here, and he was like, "I've never told anyone this, but I can't cycle." And we were like, "What are you on about?" He was like, "No, I'm just a really nervous cycler." And I was like, "Get on the bike. I'm going to jump on the back. We're going to a restaurant, get something to eat." And I was on the bike, and I swear I had to jump off for my own safety. It was like getting a carry off my 5-year-old daughter. He was screeching at parked cars, and he was wobbling all over the place. So I said, "I'll jump on with Peter and Matt, it'll be a lot safer." And I was doing the sat nav, and yeah, so we went a kilometre down the road in a restaurant, and that's how we knew there was Irish in town. That went viral, but it was hilarious. Like you could hear Finlay in the background roaring and shouting, "Help, please! Why is there cars?" And so yeah, it was a good story.
So it was good crack off the pitch, but ultimately you guys came up short, and you know, for you, that's not good enough.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, in our eyes, you know, the culture we created, and I think what we had done over the 3 years, some of the games we'd won, some of the teams we beat. Or I know you heard the motto, we wanted to inspire the nation, but I think it wasn't about inspiring the nation and going to World Cup and giving it our best. We had this motto for 3 years. It was to inspire a nation by bringing a cup home, to, you know, getting an open top bus down O'Connell Street in Dublin with a cup. And like ultimately, you know, you'll ask any of the lads, and it's harsh, but we failed. But understanding that we still, you know, even though we failed, that we didn't inspire the nation. But yeah, ultimately it was failed.
Like, I get that, because, you know, if you are an elite athlete, the standard that you're operating at is different to the fans. And so for us, we're thinking, you have inspired the nation, but, you know, for you to use that word failure, that's pretty black and white. Yeah,
and that's the reality of, I suppose, professional sports, and the reality of our profession. You know, we wanted to go out and win it, and it wasn't a cockiness from us, but we felt we were, you know, as Irish teams in the past, we would have been scared to kind of say it, or would have been fake, whereas we truly believed it this time. And, you know, I did think we had the right ingredients, but unfortunately, that's sport, and if you, I suppose, have a small bit of poor discipline against a team like New Zealand, they'll punish you.
So what was it like in the dressing room after that New Zealand game? You know, obviously you're putting that inspiring the nation thing out there, but, you know...
Yeah, it was an emotional wreck, because Andy stood up and he spoke about myself and Johnny, and I think everyone forgets about our good manager, McCartney, as well. You know, the three of us were moving on, and we had some special times together. Well, myself, Johnny, and even Mick for over a decade, and it was just gone in the space of 80 minutes. So it was quite emotional, and yeah, there was lots of tears from a bunch of macho men.
With a wee bit of passing of time, are you able to frame it in any sort of perspective, or is it still stinging?
Yeah, it's still stinging. It's still stinging, obviously. But again, the motto I go by in life, you just have to accept it. You know, I met Johnny last night and some of the coaches, and yeah, it's still hurting. It's still raw, and what could have been. But you know, I've learned to accept it. There's nothing we got to do about it. Nothing we can do about it now. We just have to learn, and hopefully the lads move on and do something no Irish team has done in 4 years' time.
So there's good days and bad days, and the highs are really high and the lows are really low. I mean, one of the big days for you, 100 caps for Ireland. What was that day like for you and the family?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. I was stuck on 98 caps for nearly 2 years between injuries and other stuff. But yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, the pictures with the girls there. I was always wondering, would I get there? And thankfully to do it in Aviva Stadium, in front of Edel and the 3 girls, my mother and my father and my sister, and you know, I think half Limerick were up there as well. It meant a lot to me.
You said a thing, which I was trying to get my head around. You said you didn't enjoy your first 50 caps. Why was that?
It sounds weird. I think I just took it too serious. I took it. I was harsh on myself. I was harsh on myself. I didn't understand the mental side of the game, how to deal with pressure. You know, self-doubt, everything. And you know, once I got the hang of that, you know, Joe Schmidt was massive for me when he came in, just showing us where we could get to if we get all over the mental side of our game, and I really enjoyed that. And yeah, I started working on that side, and you know, things started working out for me. I think I just used to beat myself up too much, and self-doubt really was a massive factor.